Hi, everyone. My name is Kyle Leverich. Today we are talking about the Big Five or the Big Five personality traits. Sorry, I was scrolled onto the wrong tab. So, the Big Five personality traits, we're looking at extroversion, neuroticism, agreeableness, open to experience, and conscientiousness. We'll go over all of these individually. And then the test utilized for this is the TIPI and the IPIP. Both of those are LinkedIn references in case you want to take the test yourself to find out where you score on the scale. So, what is extroversion? Extroversion is the want to be social and whether energy is gained or drained around others. An extrovert or high scoring strives to be in social settings and has this energy gain. An introvert strives to spend time alone or inside in order to regain the energy. My results showed that I was in the middle, slightly less on the IPIP, but they were very close to each other. I lean slightly towards introversion. I enjoy social situations. I enjoy going out with friends, grabbing a bite to eat, and stuff like that. And I enjoy being social, interacting online with individuals. But I also need personal time to recharge myself, so to speak. So I can't be in that extrovert experience 24/7. Otherwise, I will get drained eventually. Not as much as a hardcore introvert. I think it's accurate. I think the test scores were accurate because it's showing that I'm in the middle of the road between the two, where I do get an energy drain from being social with people, but it definitely is slower on that spectrum. And then this balance is a strength because it allows me to connect with others while still being comfortable working independently. Like COVID, for example, we saw a lot of it was a struggle for very extroverted people because they weren't able to go out and socialize in the manner that they were used to, while we saw introverts were very much, I wouldn't say enjoying, but they were more so coping better with the struggles presented in COVID and during the quarantines. And I fell kind of in the middle. I missed my friends. I wanted to go out. I missed work while I was on COVID restrictions when I was in the military when I got sick, but it was also nice to be home and just watch TV or play a game or something like that. Neuroticism. Neuroticism is the tendency to react negatively to negative emotions or stimulus presented. Those that score high are more calm and emotionally stable. Those that score low are more reactive and impulsive with their reactions. So when I talk about negatively to negative emotions, I'm talking about negatively to where it affects others. If you just say sigh, that is not a super high class negative emotion when it comes to neuroticism. But if you score high and say you get upset and you upset about something dumb like your car dies in the cold, we've all experienced that, and you go and you punch a wall, that would score you fairly high on the neuroticism spectrum. So my results show that I am moderate to low on neuroticism. This means that I usually stay calm under pressure, but still experience stress occasionally. Being in the military and working in psychiatric healthcare, which is what I do now, and then school, I have been under that stress, but I tend to be able to compartmentalize, especially in very stressful emergency environments. Other times it could be something as simple as I stepped and slipped on ice, but I didn't actually fall, and I get upset about that and curse, something like that. So it's a spectrum, but I think I'm moderate to low, and I think that it's mostly accurate because I usually handle stressful situations well, especially when I'm prepared, like I said. The IPIP placed me slightly lower than the TIPI, but both results were still in a similar range. This was very close, kind of like that neuroticism trait as well. It's a strength because emotional stability helps in decision making and leadership roles, especially working in any type of healthcare, psychiatric healthcare, emergency healthcare, any type of healthcare. You don't want someone that is emotionally reactive under stress and that can't cope and can't work in that environment. And then agreeableness. Agreeableness is the strive to be compassionate and cooperative with others. Oh, I messed up the font. Okay. Low. Low on that score uh, are less sympathetic, empathetic, blunt, or uncaring for others' dislike. So both inventories show that I am moderately high in agreeableness. I try to be cooperative and supportive when working with others, especially in team environments. You need to, in healthcare, healthcare is a team sport 99% of the time, and you have to be able to work with the other members of your team reliably. So it was similar between both inventories, which suggests that I am a reliable person. I think this result fits my personality because I generally try to avoid conflict and help teammates succeed. I have a lot of anxiety and insecurity if people don't like me. And that is one of the negative traits that come with agreeableness, where if you try to avoid conflict, you can have a hard time standing up for yourself and tackling it head on. Overall, though, this trait is useful as a strength because cooperation improves teamwork and leadership potential. So you don't want someone in a leadership position that is just a jerk. And then our last personality trait is openness to experience. It describes how one is open to change and to try new things. Those that score high are willing to try new belief systems and are open minded, while those that score low prefer routine and tradition. In my case, both inventories show that I fall moderately high in openness. I enjoy trying new activities, even if I learn that they're bad, but you can't learn that they're bad unless you try them. Learning about different topics, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy exploring different topics and exploring things that I don't know, especially when it comes to healthcare and history, and exploring new hobbies. Exploring new hobbies is really nice. One of the new hobbies, for example, that I want to get into eventually is working on cars because I realize that's a deficit in my knowledge. I don't know much about cars. And going into that with the gaming, technology, and travel, I used to be much more averse to travel due to my going overseas, but I have opened up quite a bit to it. Both the IPIP and TIPI results were very similar for this trait, showing consistency. I feel this result is accurate because I often seek out new challenges in projects, even if they backfire in the end. I do have an openness to try them. As a strength, openness helps me adapt to change and stay creative in both school and personal goals. I want to adapt those goals and adapt that school as I am faced with change and not crumple under the pressure of change. Sorry, I misspoke. This is our last one. Conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is the measure of being organized, self disciplined, and responsible. Those high on the scale are self motivated and goal oriented, while those on the scale are impulsive and disorganized. I am fairly high in conscientiousness. I tend to plan schedule carefully. I really, really like my spreadsheets and my planners, and I have a calendar on my wall behind me, and I enjoy being able to write stuff down and keep track because I could forget, and it makes me very anxious that I could forget things. I scored slightly lower on the TIPI than the IPIP. Both showed me above average. I believe these results are accurate because I generally stay organized and work towards long term goals. This trait is a strength because being conscientious helps me manage responsibilities and stay productive. So sorry this was a little long, but thank you for listening to my presentation. If you want to take the test yourself, they are linked in the references. Thank you.